Alright guys, Coach Jeff back again. Got another series for you. This one is called the Core 4. If you guys hear some noise in the background, it's pretty noisy out where we live. In fact, let me show you. All day. Alright guys, so if you hear the noise, that's all it is. It's like that all the time. It's not going to change. Alright, so the Core 4. What are they? How do they work? It's the foundational principles that govern our entire system. We're just going to start with the first one, and every series I'll give you a new one. So when you look at principles as themselves, our principles are our fundamental truths that govern the entire system. They are our why. The tactics and our techniques are our whats. So you have to understand, you need the why before the what. Think about it this way. The why is the motor that drives the vehicle of self-protection. It drives those tactics and the techniques. Without the motor, you can push the vehicle. It's not going to move very fast, and if you hit a hill, you're pretty much done. You're not able to adapt. You can't adjust if something doesn't work quite the way you planned it or the way you trained it in class. It doesn't work that way. You have to understand why you were doing what you were doing before you ever did it, because when something changes, and in the street, the variables always change. It's the only thing you can count on is variables will change. If you can't adapt and improvise, you're stuck. I don't care what you know. So those are the principles in relation to the tactics and techniques. So understand that first. But the first principle that we're going to cover is safety at all cost. It is the mentality part of this whole system. Think about it this way. Safety at all costs simply means doing whatever it takes for as long as it takes until you are safe. It sounds simple, but you have to understand, you don't really know your mentality until you're pressed into a scenario where it has to come out. In training, everybody's got mentality. Everybody can go the limit. There's no intent, there's no violence, there's no malice. It's very different in the street. That mentality you won't know until you're tested. So in your training, you have to test it. But you have to understand, that principle, without that principle, without the mentality, it doesn't matter what you know. It's not gonna work. So understand, first principle, safety at all costs. That's doing whatever it takes for as long as it takes until you are safe. That's it.